Today, the market is gradually regaining momentum. Shiba Inu prices have finally made a modest recovery. Analysts are dropping their signals. Currently, the Shiba Inu is in a survival or death situation. Nevertheless, a significant event occurred today. Approximately 151 billion Shiba Inu were removed. It has been brought back. Additionally, this could potentially propel the Shiba Inu to new heights. What is happening? Furthermore, what is the subject of my discourse? Well, allow me to elaborate. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more SHIB news, be sure to click the like button. Shiba Inu is ultimately exhibiting signs of vitality. Today, the price recovered from the severe collapse that occurred yesterday, compensating for all the losses. However, this is the amusing aspect. It has increased by less than 1%. Yes, it was not precisely a significant rally, however that small gesture was sufficient to alter the entire atmosphere. The ambiance abruptly undergoes a transformation. People are once again discussing the Shiba Inu with confidence, as if it has recently achieved a significant comeback. It appears as though the collision never transpired. However, upon a more comprehensive perspective, the situation is not as favorable as it appears. Shiba remains in the negative on the weekly chart, with a nearly 4% loss. Although the slight improvement of today is commendable, there is still a significant amount of area to cover before we can truly refer to it as a recovery. This is the point at which the situation becomes intriguing. The price of Shiba Inu is not fluctuating arbitrarily. It actually established a pattern that has not been observed since July of the previous year. The recent price decline aligns perfectly with a phenomenon known as a death cross on Shiba Inu's everyday chart, as noted by one analyst. A death cross occurs when a short-term moving average falls below the longer-term moving average, if you are not already aware. This is typically interpreted as a pessimistic signal, indicating that the downward momentum may persist for an extended period. In fact, this is the initial significant mortality cross of 2025. The most recent significant moving average crossover for Shiba Inu was the exact opposite dish, a golden cross. This occurs when the short-term average surpasses the long-term one. This occurred in November, and approximately 1 month later, the Shiba Inu experienced a significant increase in popularity. Before that, the most latest mortality cross occurred in July, when the Shiba Inu reached a low point before entering a lengthy consolidation phase. However, the trend abruptly reversed and resumed its upward trajectory. In the event that the past repeats itself, we may be witnessing a similar situation this time. Before Shiba Inu makes its next significant move, there will be a period of price stability. Additionally, it is intriguing to note that Shiba Inu trillionaires are gradually diminishing. The rapid decrease in the number of accounts that contain trillions of Shiba Inu could serve as a significant warning to the remaining holders. The data on-chain is not precisely presenting a positive image. This could result in increased selling pressure in the marketplace, which could make it more difficult for prices to remain stable as these large holders begin to reduce their positions. Currently, there are only 49 wallets that contain more than 1 trillion Shiba Inu, a significant decrease from the previous level. It is certainly worthwhile to pay attention to the significant decrease in the number of these large holders, as they have consistently been instrumental in maintaining market stability. It implies that a number of the most significant investors may be disposing of their Shiba Inu or dividing their holdings among multiple purses. This change could have an enduring impact on the future of Shiba Inu, whether it is a change in market strategy or a signal that confidence is ebbing among the major participants. However, there is one aspect of Shiba Inu that you should remain aware of, and this could potentially contribute to the community's positivity. Because a new cohort has been expanding as the trillionaires disappear. In the past year, there have been nearly 360 new Shiba Inu millionaires. That is accurate. The number of wallets containing Shiba Inu valued at a minimum of $1 million increased from just under 600 to nearly 950. This increase occurred concurrently with the token's remarkable price increase during that period. Shiba Inu has experienced its fair share of fluctuations, which is a well-known fact. Prices experienced a significant decline of over 5% in the previous month. However, the most intriguing aspect is that the number of high-value holders is actually increasing. There is a growing number of purses that are accumulating substantial quantities of Shiba Inu, which may indicate that major actors are discreetly stockpiling. The number of addresses that own Shiba Inu valued at over $10 million has increased. This type of activity typically suggests that there is an increasing level of interest from institutional investors or whales. Therefore, despite the turbulence, it appears that a few wealthy investors are still placing bets on the future of the Shiba Inu. The Shiba Inu's strength is only increasing. A single piece of internet data caused a commotion in the community, as it was discovered that approximately 840,000 additional addresses have been added to Shiba Inu. This represents an immense influx of new users into the ecosystem. Shiba Inu has been discreetly expanding behind the scenes, despite the price fluctuations that have persisted throughout 2024, particularly following the significant decline from its zenith. The number of addresses that contain Shiba Inu has increased significantly in the past year, as indicated by blockchain data. The network had approximately 3.8 million addresses in February of last year, and now, 1 year later, that figure has surpassed 4.6 million. This implies that Shiba Inu experienced an even greater increase in growth this year than it did from 2023 to 2024. It is important to note that a significant portion of this increase is attributed to addresses that are presently devoid of balance. However, even if we restrict our attention to residences that are genuinely home to Shiba Inu, those figures have continued to increase. The proliferation of new addresses indicates that there is no decline in interest in Shiba Inu. It is performing the inverse. A greater number of individuals are participating, whether by purchasing, holding, or simply preparing their finances for a significant event. The following is the most peculiar aspect. Coinbase has recently released a report regarding an enigmatic whale that is collaborating with a Shiba Inu to make significant strides. This relates to the concept of enormous numbers. Although the cryptocurrency market has been relatively calm in recent months, there are undoubtedly developments occurring behind the scenes. Exchanges are handling their accounts, billionaires are adjusting their holdings, and big transfers are still occurring. A truly intriguing event occurred with the Shiba Inu in the midst of all of this. A week after acquiring a staggering sum of 151 billion Shiba Inu, which is equivalent to a few $1 million, an anonymous wallet abruptly transferred the entire amount to Coinbase. However, this is the point at which the situation becomes peculiar. Shortly thereafter, those tokens were reintroduced to Coinbase in 2 distinct deals, only to be returned to the exchange in a single, massive transfer a week later. There is no certainty regarding the circumstances at hand. It is possible that a monster is closing out, a major player is repositioning their holdings, or something else entirely is at play. However, regardless of the rationale, actions such as this typically indicate that a significant event is imminent in the Shiba Inu marketplace. And just when it seemed that the situation could not get any larger, another exchange made a significant move for Shiba Inu. Today, Binance US reinstated the Shiba Inu and USD trading pair, which has the potential to significantly disrupt the market. This is a significant development because it simplifies the process of trading Shiba Inu. The reintroduction of direct USD access may result in a surge in activity, as merchants are no longer required to navigate additional obstacles in order to purchase or sell. In the event that trading volume increases, we may observe the resurgence of genuine momentum. This type of action has the capacity to cause prices to surge. Similar to our previous recordings, it is feasible that the Shiba Inu may be priced at $1 once the excitement has been restored. There is no doubt that it will return in the near future, given the magnitude of such a move. Increased accessibility generates increased interest, which in turn generates increased demand. Shiba Inu may be on the brink of a significant event if a sufficient number of merchants return. Investors are experiencing the excitement once more amid the accumulation of favorable news. In reality, a single analyst has recently stated that the Shiba Inu could experience substantial gains in 2025. The trading volume of Shiba Inu has been increasing recently, with a significant increase in percentage that has pushed the price toward greater trend lines. However, the issue is as follows. Even though it appears that a bull run is in the making, the bears continue to maintain their control over the market. Shiba Inu's price has decreased from a higher to a lower range in the past month. That being said, the patterns are exhibiting genuine potential. If circumstances are favorable, the Shiba Inu may be poised to reclaim the days of substantial profits. However, there is also a possibility that it could fall even further before making a recovery if its support level is not maintained. At present, the situation is characterized by a conflict between purchasers and sellers. However, the heightened level of anticipation may result in a significant shift in the near future. Given the market's current state of uncertainty, dread, and ups and downs, it may be prudent to maintain a positive outlook and maintain faith. Just like Lucy, the chief marketer for Shiba Inu, stated in her most recent tweet. She stated that everything is in a state of disarray, and when this occurs, it is effortless to begin to question one's actions, to abandon the ship, and to pursue assets that appear to be more promising. However, she was unequivocal: do not allow terror to dominate. Her message was unequivocal: refrain from inciting dread, rely on your intuition, and purchase products that align with your values. She also stated that she is more self-assured than ever, content with her current circumstances, and continues to purchase modest quantities whenever possible. It serves as an alert that markets operate in cycles, and forbearance is essential. The Shiba Inu has encountered numerous challenges, but it has also recovered from them in remarkable ways. This may be merely another chapter in that narrative. However, what is your perspective on this matter? Comment in the space provided below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up to see our most recent material, share it, and subscribe to the channel.